Hello and welcome to the Codex Prime podcast. We are on episode 102 and it is Tuesday, December 12th, 2017. I am your host, Victor Omoyo, and with me as always is my co-host and social media chair, Carl Bird.
What's up? You just perky as hell this week. You just perky as hell right now.
I am. I'm feeling good. You know, it's a good week right now.
Here we go.
This week is the final week of the semester, and I got a bunch of research papers coming in this weekend. But
that sounds fun.
Sounds
like tons of fun.
Oh, absolutely! Grading over 60 research papers at once, yes. But we are.
Float your boat, my brother.
Oh yeah,
I can't do it.
Oh yeah, doing the necessary work. But we are 3 days away, my friends.
Here we go. Yep, the countdown.
3 days away from Star Wars Episode 8, The Last Jedi, which comes out in theaters this Friday. I am so amped.
You motherfucker! All this time, you know. Star Wars is just not really gonna do it for me. I'm already getting a bit Star Wars fatigued. It's just not good. It's just not really doing it. No, it's not doing it. Now all of a sudden, we are 3 days away.
Hey man, listen, I won't lie. I mean, the pop culture onslaught of Star Wars, like all the merchandise that you see from top to bottom, the books, the games, the air fresheners, the tampons, all the merchandise that you see with Star Wars branded on it. It's just overwhelming. And yeah, the spin-off films, you can take them or leave them. But when it comes to the main sequel trilogy, episode 7, 8, and 9, I'm definitely all in for those. But the spin-off films, like your Han Solos, your Obi-Wan Kenobi film, your Rogue One, you can have that. I don't care. I couldn't care less about those spin-offs.
You do realize we're gonna have to watch them for the sake of the show, right?
Yeah, I know. I know. We're gonna have to watch them because it's our job as per the podcast. But we love what we do, and
exactly.
Yeah, and with episode 8 on the horizon,
people love what we do.
Absolutely,
so suck it up.
Yeah. Yeah, fuck you, man. We love your support. To keep tuning in, and of course, next week we will be talking about episode 8, The Last Jedi, giving our spoiler-filled review next Tuesday as well.
You're gonna spoil the shit out of that thing.
Yes, we will. Yes, we will.
Especially this dude.
Oh yeah. My body is ready for episode 8.
Can you stop saying that? That's just too much. That's too much. Can't you just say that you're ready? And
what?
That's it.
I'm just sharing my enthusiasm, Carl. What's wrong with that?
I'm like, that's just too much.
Hey, listen.
I'm like, you need a moment.
Hey, listen, I mean, you and your Dallas Cowboys love makes me pause for a second. So I don't know.
I'm a fan.
Speaking of the Cowboys, did they lose again?
No, they did not.
Oh, really?
Oh, we beat the bricks out of the Giants, 30-10.
Oh, good for y'all. Good for y'all. Oh, speaking of foosball,
I know what it's called.
Did the Patriots lose?
They did.
Yes. And who did they lose to?
The Miami Dolphins, of all people.
That is random as hell, but I'll take it. Good.
They're division rivals, but I don't know, sometimes Brady often loses down in Miami.
Okay.
Kind of weird.
That's like his kryptonite, I suppose.
I wouldn't say all that.
All right. Well, as long as the Patriots are not winning, then that's all that matters. But today's topic, we're going to be talking about our top 5s of the year. So top 5 films, top 5 albums, comics, books, TV shows.
You already just got a huge fuck you.
Hi, Afton. How is it going? So yeah, Pat's Nation.
Stop.
Can kiss my ass. But yes, Carl. Let's begin with you, man. What have you been up to this past week?
Work.
Okay.
Okay, but also, I haven't really I wasn't able to get into much, but I did, I caught the season finale of Rob Kirkman's Secret History of Comics.
Okay.
Which, of course, it's Rob Kirkman, so they had to end the season talking about Image Comics.
Mm-hmm.
And once again, they did not disappoint.
Okay.
So they basically just talked about how the guys whose names I can't really get, I should have wrote these down before in my little unprepared ass, but how Todd McFarlane, Rob Layfield, why want to say is Mark Silvestri. But yeah, just how they were all like Marvel. They were all artists on Marvel, and then they just felt like they wasn't really getting like their fair share of like characters that are created or their art that they were putting in. So they basically just told the establishment, "Fuck you, we're leaving, and we're gonna start our own shit."
Right.
And that's what they did. So, and if you can remember, like in the '90s, where just Image just blew up.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, their first superhero, which I actually thought was Spawn, and I'm just saying that because Spawn's my all-time favorite hero. So I'm just like, it was Spawn. No, it was Youngblood, created by Rob Liefeld.
Oh, okay.
So then, and then later on, Spawn came out, and how like each artist actually had their own superhero, and what the thing was, they were independent. So whatever, like they were published by Image, but they owned the rights.
Okay.
To each character, whereas like with Marvel and DC, where like you create the character, but yet you don't really have the rights to those characters. So your percentage of it, you created, was not necessarily what you should be getting.
Yeah.
So Image was a game changer, and they took all that away. It was founded by Todd McFarlane, Jim Lee, who used to write for DC, Will Portacio, I know I said it wrong, Mark Silvestri, Eric Larson, Jim Valentino, and Rob Liefeld.
Okay.
So then basically they were kids. They were like in their mid 20s and all that. So they started feeling themselves a bit, spending money that they shouldn't have spent, having like life-size cars of their particular heroes, at their conventions, but they didn't realize, like, okay, we had to store the car, had to move the car, set it up, put it down, and so, things like that. And they would, I'm so happy Todd did Spawn. I really want a second film because the ending was left open. A Spawn movie is in the works, and Todd McFarlane is directing it.
Yep.
But so and then after a while, the young egos started to get ahead. Like there was even like an interview that they showed where it's like, oh yeah, see, we usually draw our comics on this type of paper, and it's pretty big, just like Rob's ego.
Wow.
So so they had like a big falling out. Rob Liefeld just actually left when they were getting ready to fire him. Some of the properties Jim Lee ended up leaving. He went to DC and sold one of his properties. I can't remember which one it was, but still, I mean, and then they talk about how Robert Kirkman pretty much put them back together, and everything just kind of was like water under a bridge. Everybody gets along now. Image is still putting out great content. Talking about, and what was funny is Robert Kirkman was talking about how The Walking Dead came about, and it had like the corniest name. It was supposed to be like zombies from like outer space or some shit, and they were just like, God, that's awful.
Huh.
And then like the plot was similar to another old movie. I really should have took notes, but it was just hard to keep up with. I was watching it at work, and it was just like, this was the same plot. So then all of a sudden, that's when everything, all the pieces came together for The Walking Dead, and it just became this huge phenomenon that is right now.
Yeah, Oh yeah,
on Sunday night.
I did read the synopsis about the this week's episode of The Walking Dead, which I was very surprised by.
Yeah, but then I thought about it. I'm like, you know what? I was interested in how they're going to do that because, okay, spoiler alert: Carl got bit.
Coral.
There you go. So, but I knew that Chandler Riggs was going to be. He's older now, and he's getting ready to go to college. So they wasn't sure how he was going to balance that, what he was going to do, whether he was going to stay on the show or not, or go to school full time.
Yeah,
which I'm not knocking.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Get your education.
Yeah. So, I guess I guess he may be leaving.
Yeah.
Or probably like he's gonna get bit, but he's gonna be like I guess in a whatever. It's not a hospital, but like he's gonna be getting treatment, so he's not gonna be on the show as much. So he's probably gonna become a part timer.
I think that like that would kind of violate the rules of the show because like if they keep him alive just because he's like the one of the mainstays, that would be like bending the rules too much for The Walking Dead. They'd have to kill him off.
I would say. I could agree with that, but I mean, it's whatever. Like I said, I'm holding on. I'm holding on, Rob.
No, well, okay. So with the well, we'll
But yeah,
get to The Walking Dead.
but back to his history of comics. They started highlighting Saga, which is a very, very good read. I highly recommend that.
Yep.
And some of their other ones and Image is also known for pushing the envelope.
Yeah, they do.
Like all their guys are like just jack huge, where I can look like they can just snap you in two, and all their women like look like they just suffer from back problems for like having huge boobs.
Yeah, I think that's one, especially Image.
They were very over. Yeah, they were very over, like sexualized.
Yeah.
Another one that they mentioned was like basically a porn.
Was it Witchblade?
No, but they did mention that. They did mention Witchblade,
Yeah.
but it's one of their recent publications.
Okay.
And the writer was telling us, like, Image gave me that chance. I mean, I'm sure we would show you the artwork, but it would definitely be pixelated every chance you get. Lo and behold, like they showed the artwork they showed the pages, and damn near every page was pixelated.
Wow.
So,
There you go.
Green Merle got bit and changed the same episode, keeping Carl for 5 episodes. Exactly, Nick. So, yeah, I definitely, like I said, just the whole the season's over now, but the whole series of Rob Kirkman's Secret History of Comics, binge watch it.
Okay.
If you're a comic book fan, watch it. Definitely watch it.
Yeah, that sounds really cool. It's a nice, sounds like a cool profile of Image Comics.
Yeah, I might be checking out. James Cameron has a new show coming out on AMC, which is called like the History of Sci-Fi.
Okay.
So he's basically gonna be doing something similar. I know like Arnold Schwarzenegger's in an episode, a whole bunch of people that he has worked with.
Yeah.
One time, and James Cameron's always been a big sci-fi dude. With Avatar and Terminator.
Yeah. Yeah, with his 4 Avatar sequels coming out.
I'm excited for those. Avatar was a game changer in itself. So like,
Well, it was a game changer for visual effects,
Yeah.
but it's so strange how a movie that made $2 billion, the highest grossing film of all time, left no pop culture footprint. Or a very small one.
I would say small one. I would give it its
Yeah.
due, but it was a very small one.
Yeah. But yeah, that sounds pretty neat. And but yeah, I was gonna mention like getting back to The Walking Dead real
Go ahead.
quick. This does follow the pattern of a good mid-season finale. One of the
Yeah.
4 good episodes of The
Four
Walking
good
Dead
episodes,
episodes.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because I was doubting it. And they're just saying like in the commercials leading up to it, it goes, and be ready for the ending that everybody's going to be talking about. And I'm like, sure. And
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, okay, wow, they really did that. I think I only saw one person talk about it. Within my like social media circle, Lord knows who's talking about it.
Yeah. And yeah, I, from what I understand, this is a pretty big departure from the comics with the television show because in the comics,
'cause
Carl's still alive.
I think Carl's still alive and kicking.
Yeah. Whereas, so they got to do something different with the show.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, hopefully this will be the beginning, of the end, for The Walking Dead, because, they can't stretch that show out for another
10
5
seasons. So.
They are, but I mean, they should do like Game of Thrones. Know when to walk away from the table. Know when to walk away from the ring.
Game of Thrones, Breaking Bad,
Yep.
Sons of Anarchy that you didn't start yet.
I watched 2 episodes. I'll get back into that horse eventually.
Look, I even sold it to you with everything that you love.
Yeah. I mean, look, I will get back on it eventually. I promise. So anything else?
Nope.
Okay.
Nope. What's up with you?
What's up with me is I watched 2 very interesting films this past week. and these are two films that I enthusiastically recommend. The first is James Franco's latest film called The Disaster Artist. And it stars James Franco as Tommy Wiseau, who in 2003 made this film called The Room, which is widely known as one of the worst films ever made. And it's actually available on YouTube. You can actually find it.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that bad that nobody gives a fuck if anybody streams it?
Yeah, well, apparently, like it's a film that's so bad that it's beloved. Like it's gained a cult following for like the past 15 years. Like there's like
Napoleon Dynamite.
well, Napoleon. Some people enjoyed Napoleon Dynamite because it was actually competently made. The Room is an incompetently made film, and for many reasons. And this film is so bad that you can find multitudes of YouTube film reviews on that one film alone. And from like Nostalgia Critic, Red Letter Media, etc. Like a lot of people have broken down how awful that film is. And like there's like certain theaters that have like midnight screenings of The Room, and people would come in dressed up as Tommy Wiseau and repeat all the shitty lines in the film. And that's how much of a cult following it has. But the film The Disaster Artist, it's based on the 2013 book of the same name.
So people pay money just to go and make fun of it?
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, pretty much. That's how shitty it is. But here's the thing. Like, but the film, The Disaster Artist, it was based on the book of the same name, and it was written by Greg Sestero, who was a co-star of The Room, and also Tommy Wiseau's friend. And the film, much like the book, chronicles the making of this film. And James Franco stars as Tommy Wiseau, who's this weird ass Eastern European dude. I think it's been confirmed that he's Polish, and he's very mysterious. Like he has this bottomless pit of money in his bank account. Nobody knows how much money he has, but he's apparently independently wealthy. And he has a weird way of seeing the world, and he has a weird way of talking, and he has this long hair, and he dresses up in this black coat, and he has this weird laugh like ha 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 ha. And he's just a shitty actor. And James Franco like nails him like to a T. Like from the weird accent.
Thank you, Afton. I sneezed out this.
Yeah, from the weird accent to like his mannerisms and like his seemingly like really obsessive one track drive to make a movie in Hollywood. Like he's an aspiring actor, but he's extremely terrible. And Greg Sestero, who's played by his brother Dave Franco, he's this guy who's in his acting class, and they're like, "Hey, you know what? I'm a struggling actor too. I'm trying to make it. Why don't we make a movie together?" And Tommy's like, "Yeah, I'll make a movie. I do it." And then they get together. They actually go on a Hollywood film set. They make The Room, and Seth Rogen also stars as a Sandy Chaclair, who's the script supervisor, and you see like his perspective on like how the movie was made. And he's like, I don't know what the fuck we're doing. I mean, this is a script, and like because all the lines are cheesy. The acting in the movie is terrible. Apparently, like the movie The Room, it's like some sort of like weird melodrama about Tommy Wiseau. He plays this guy named Johnny whose girlfriend is cheating on him. And like the movie, I've actually seen The Room itself. I've seen it on YouTube, and it's 90 minutes long, but it's so repetitive. The acting is so awful. The directing is so incompetent that Tommy Wiseau, he makes Tyler Perry look like Martin Scorsese. That's how bad he is.
Oh man, I forget you. I really forget that you hate Tyler Perry so much. I was in Walmart and I saw his book.
Yeah, well, you know what, Tyler Perry, you know what, I mean, he has his lane. I mean, he's an awful filmmaker. Like, after 15 years in the game, he still hasn't made a competently made film, but you know what, he has his audience, more power to him. But Tyler Perry, at least his stories, for whatever they're worth, they actually make some lick of sense, where The Room does not. Like there's like I've seen like seeing The Room and The Disaster Artist, because The Disaster Artist chronicles the making of that movie. Like the first 30 minutes of the film, The Room, is just 3 repetitive sex scenes, badly shot with some shitty R&B song on there, and it's awkwardly staged, where Tommy Wiseau, like he's like the way he's positioned on top of the actress who plays this girl in the film who stars in The Room, like the way he's positioned on top of her, like he's like thrusting at her belly button, and it's like, and
Probably what he's really doing. I think think they're really gonna. I mean, I've heard stories of people of actors who really had sex on set, but like I don't think that was the case.
Well, like the way it's shot, it's like he can't even get a sex scene right. It's like he's clearly aiming at her belly button. Like what? Does he know does he have any understanding of the human anatomy? I don't know.
People like that.
Yeah.
I'm sure there are people who like that.
Hey, you know what? Hey, who am I to judge
People
people?
like belly button. There's people who like belly button sex. It's weird.
Yeah, okay. But yeah, we're getting off course. But
Here we are.
but what I found interesting about The Disaster Artist is that like it's a film that it doesn't make fun of Tommy Wiseau. Like it actually shows like his passion and his drive for making this movie, but it doesn't shy away from his flaws. Like how James Franco portrays him. It's like his Tommy Wiseau is this complete narcissist who lacks any sort of self-awareness about his lack of talent, about his lack of skills, about how people perceive him. Even somebody tells him like, "Yo, dude, you will never make it in this industry for not even in a million years." And then Tommy Wiseau goes, "Yeah, but after that, motherfucker, not even after that. That's how much you suck." But he still had the drive and he still had the money and the resources to make this movie. And when he made it, people laughed their asses off when it premiered in theaters, and he was crushed by it. But apparently, eventually, the real Tommy Wiseau embraced the fact that this movie sucks, but people like it, people are laughing at it. So I guess I did something right. So in a sense, like even though Tommy Wiseau has no talent, he kind of failed upwards. So in that wise, he's kind of like the Dallas Cowboys of filmmakers.
Don't you see? There you go. Now you're just being a dick.
You know, he succeeds at failing all the time, but you can't help but like him and admire his drive, much like the Cowboys. Ain't that right, Carl? Anyway, so yeah, you know, The Disaster Artist, it's a really hilarious film, and I don't think you don't have to see The Room to appreciate this film or read the book, but I hear the book is fantastic too. And
usually how it goes.
Yeah, but if you have seen The Room, then you'll definitely get a bigger kick out of The Disaster Artist. I mean, James Franco's great; he directed it as well, and yeah, the cast was fantastic, and it's a horrible. The Room is a horrible movie, but The Disaster Artist is a great tribute to a horrible film, and I recommend it.
Okay.
Yeah, so I saw that, and
Hafton's gonna be watching that tonight.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's what's up. So if you're watching The Disaster Artist, then enjoy it. And like I said, I did watch The Room on YouTube, and if you do watch that movie, don't do what I did. I watched that movie sober, and I was too sober to watch that movie because that movie was such a piece of shit. I'm like, yo, I really need to go drink. But you know what? I'm going to stay the course because I want to be fully aware.
You got plenty of liquor here. Why didn't you do?
I know, but I was like, you know what? I want to be fully aware. I want to have all my faculties and see how shitty this movie is. My God, I'm not going to do that again. I'm not going to watch the Room again, but yo, I was too sober for that experience. But The Disaster Artist, I wholeheartedly recommend because it's hilarious. The second movie, the other movie that I watched this past week, it's a movie that finally made its debut in Rhode Island, and you can catch it for all of our Rhode Island listeners. You can actually catch it at the East Providence 10 cinema, the $3 cinema on Newport Ave.
It's $3 now?
Yeah. I will say about East Providence 10, it doesn't smell like piss anymore. I mean, but it kind of smells like stale popcorn, so it's kind of an upgrade. So props to them. And it's a movie that I saw, which is a fantastic film. It's called The Florida Project. Okay. And The Florida Project stars Willem Dafoe, and it features the on-screen debuts of Brooklyn Prince, who's a 7-year-old girl who plays a girl named Mooney, and this actress Bria Vinate, who was an Instagram model, who makes her debut in this film too. And this film, it's an independent feature written and directed by Sean Baker. And Sean Baker made this excellent film, which is available on Netflix, called Tangerine. And that film focuses on...
I remember you gave it... That was a while ago that you made that.
Yeah, it was one of our early episodes of Codex Prime. Yeah. Tangerine's an awesome film. It's about it's about these two transgender prostitutes trying to make it in Los Angeles. Awesome film. And The Florida Project is his follow-up feature, rather. And this film takes place in Florida. And it focuses on this group of very poor people living on the fringes of society. And the main character is played by Brooklyn Prince, who plays this 6-year-old girl named Mooney, and her mom, they're living in this motel, this rundown motel with their in Orlando, Florida. Kissimmee, Florida. Yep.
I'm looking at the plot on Wikipedia.
Yeah, and what's interesting is that the title of the film, The Florida Project, is actually it was actually the project name for the Walt Disney World Resort, which is located just nearby. And it's so weird because like if you go there in real life, Walt Disney World is like within like a stone's throw away, and like you have all this like wealth and like extravagance and like awesome splendor of the one of the greatest theme parks in the world, and then like literally blocks away is this rundown poor as fuck neighborhood. Like it's like a complete clash.
You have no idea how common that is.
Oh yeah, I'm
Yeah,
sure.
as a matter of fact, and in Stanford, where the WWE headquarters is,
Yeah.
like say if the WWE building is behind me, you look to the right, beautiful houses, beautiful properties. You cross that bridge under there, it's the ghetto.
Oh man, yeah, it's the story of America pretty much.
Yeah.
And so this whole story kind of.
Pawtucket, hell. I just thought about that. Pawtucket, like what's industrial highway? Mm-hmm. You got the Darlington area, very nice area, a lot of single family homes and all that. And then on the other side, Quality Hill, I guess.
Yeah, I hear that. but yeah, the film is fast. It's a fantastic and fascinating film, and that it's kind of documentary like in a way, kind of like cinema verite, where it follows a 6-year-old girl and she's just trying to make it, just living her life. And what's interesting is that the film follows like this girl and her other friends, these other kids that are living in this motel, and the film doesn't portray the film is not like poverty porn. It's not like, it's not valorizing poverty, like, look at the splendor of the ghetto, these people are struggling, look how great and awesome it looks. You got to feel it's not exploitative. Like it's very gritty and grounded, and these kids, they're not precocious, they're not like adorable and sweet. No, these kids are some little badass motherfuckers, man. These kids need to get the belt. They need to get a motherfucking ass whooping. Like, these kids are some badass motherfucking kids. They're running around the neighborhood, spitting on cars, breaking windows by smashing them with bricks, throwing bottles, panhandling for money to get ice cream, which they all share one ice cream cone, which is kind of gross. And they're going around swearing, just acting a fool.
Well, I was swearing as a kid.
I mean, I was swearing as a kid too, but you know what? These kids are running around without any adult supervision for most of the day, and their parents, like especially like Mooney's mom, Hallie, ratchet as fuck. Oh my god. I cannot stand that fucking character, man. Like, she is just like the character Hallie, like she's like a single mom, like, and she's like in her early 20s. She can't be like more than 21. Like, she's like tatted up and whatnot. And you know what? Like, she is she is the textbook definition of an unfit mother, like, because she's pretty much like mentally, she's a kid herself, like babies having babies.
Second childhood.
Yeah, like she has no business raising a kid. She has no business babysitting a kid, much less raising her own. Like she steals shit. Like she steals people's like Disney passes and tries to resell them on a parking lot. She tries to sell like perfumes and whatnot, to tourists, unsuspecting tourists and whatnot.
Yeah, I'm looking at her right now. This is her.
Yep, that is her. And you know what? I give mad props to the actress Bria Venete, because this was her debut performance. And you know what? It was funny, was because like she had no acting experience, and Sean Baker, the director, actually found her while he was scrolling through Instagram. So for all you Instagram thirst traps out there, hey, you too might be discovered by talented filmmakers. So you know what? There's hope for y'all. There's hope for y'all thirst traps out there.
That was good.
Yeah.
That was good.
but she was very good in this film, and as much as I hated her character, I still kind of felt for her, because it's like, you know what? Granted, the environment that she's in, and
like outside of character.
Oh yeah, she is, and she's very talented, and you know what? In spite of her character's like glaring flaws. I kind of feel a little sorry for her. So I kind of understand where she's coming from too, like because how she lives her life. Because like what else could she be? And little Brooklyn Prince, who plays her daughter, like she was fantastic as well. Like she didn't even feel like an actress, like a little kid acting. She just felt like just some kid living her life, and the director was just filming her like for a documentary or something. And Willem Dafoe was also really good.
Why you hate her? I'm like looking at the pictures. I'm looking at the pictures on IMDb. I'm just like,
yo,
yeah.
she's straight up. She's a ratchet. She is a ratchet ass thought. THOT.
Yeah,
that's her character.
yeah.
Anyway, like Willem Dafoe is also fantastic in this film. He plays this guy named Bobby Hicks, who's like the manager of this motel that they're staying in. And what's interesting is that Willem Dafoe's character, he's pretty much dialed down, and he's a guy that like he's clearly exasperated with Hallie and Mooney. It's like yo, I'm about to kick y'all motherfuckers out. Like I'm trying to maintain the peace here. I'm trying to maintain this building. Try to tend to the needs of our residents here. Like yo, y'all need to stop acting a motherfucking fool. And you could tell like as much as he can't stand them, he also has sympathy for them, especially for the kids who run around this motel. Because it's like, yo, I understand like you guys don't really have a father figure or in some cases a mother figure. So, I'll look out for you kids however I can. So, you feel for him too. And also like the cinematography of the film, like all the motels are pastel colored. So like these are like pastel colored rundown motels that they look like they could have been filmed in like a gritty version of a Wes Anderson film. Like if it was a Wes Anderson film shot guerrilla style, then Tangerine would be it. And like it's just a fantastic film all around, like from the naturalistic performances to the themes of like poverty and squalor, and also like how in our society, especially how one's character or one's quality of character is kind of tied to like their status or their wealth or their privilege. Like, oh, if you're poor, then that means a moral failing on your part. But if you're rich, then that means that you did something right, that you're a person of virtue or valor. And I think that's a really flawed mentality that society has. But this film also explores in its own way. And and like I said, this is one of the most unique films of the year. And even though the characters are pretty unlikable at times, you can't help but feel a little bit for them. And I absolutely recommend this film. Check it out. It's The Florida Project. It is available in East Providence 10 in Newport Ave. $3. Hey, one of the best films of the year. Why not? For $3, why not? Go see it.
All right.
Yeah. So yeah.
Anything else? Like he vented a little bit, yo. Was that character that bad?
She was. She's the type of person, like the Hallie character in that movie. She's the type of person that like after 10 seconds you need to walk away because you would either curse her out or try swinging at her. That's how bad she is.
Okay, let's get a quick F, marry, kill. This character that you just explained, Molly from Insecure, or Amanda Seales' character from Insecure.
Okay. Kill Hallie from Florida Project. Straight up.
See, that's pretty unfair because you just saw it, so she's new to your hate.
Right. Well, no,
she's new to your hate.
Well, even if I had like months perspective, I still would say the same thing. So I would kill Hallie's character, the character of Hallie from Florida Project. I would. Damn, that's really tough. That's like bougie versus bougier. Molly or Amanda Seales' character, Tiffany.
Tiffany, yeah.
Oh man, I would. Okay,
I hope Captain's watching this part.
I would F Tiffany, marry Molly, and I would divorce Molly afterwards. That's what I would say.
Nobody said anything about divorce.
Hey, I'm just saying.
You found a loophole.
I did.
You did.
So yeah, that was pretty much it. What I've been up to. And right now we're going to get into the some news and items of interest this week. We do have, and also our main topic is our top 5 favorite whatevers of the year. But before we get into that, I think the biggest events that happened last week was IGN's 2017 Video Game Awards.
That's also what I've been up to.
Okay.
So I guess I had to hold off to it.
All right, so we got the results here. So we'll break down some of the key ones. So, what did you think of the event as a whole and some of these results that we'll get into in a moment?
It was okay.
Yeah,
Like it's still fairly new.
I think it was since 2014. So yeah,
Yeah, so you can tell like they're still in their baby steps, and they just need more time to grow.
hmm
You know what I mean? Because didn't Spike TV host them, or they have like their own?
I mean, I might be remembering wrong. I think it was Spike TV that hosted the IGN Awards, or it might have been another video game awards. It might have been like the Spike TV Video Game
Oh,
Awards,
okay.
like not IGN. But I'd have to double check that. But yeah, I mean, I thought it was an enjoyable show, and I wasn't surprised about IGN's Game of the Year selection. It was Breath of the Wild, Legend of Zelda.
Yeah, I wasn't surprised about that either.
I mean,
Highly disappointed though.
yeah,
My game got no love.
and that game was
Horizon Zero Dawn.
yeah, man.
No love. Yeah, it was nominated, but didn't get nothing.
Yeah, that's hey, I mean, I was a little surprised by that too. But then again, like this year has been a very competitive year for good
It
games.
has. This has probably been like one of the best years for games in a while.
I'll say so. Like, and even last year was good too.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like this year, man, it's like yo, you can like literally like just flip a coin and you can land on a good game. But Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild, I've heard like universal praise. Like I haven't heard like a single like negative thing about it. Even in some of the more critical reviews of it,
Yeah.
like it still gives it its props.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't play it exactly, but I watch people play it. It's a very good looking game,
Oh yeah,
for what it was, but I mean, I give it props, but it's just, damn, Horizon got no love. I was kind of hurt. I'm hurt by that.
yeah, man. Maybe I don't know. Maybe it was like a toss up between Horizon Zero Dawn, and Breath of the Wild because like they're both like similar. You have Zelda
Yeah.
and a Zelda-esque adventure game.
Yeah.
So maybe it was like, well, if we had to choose, we'll just go with the Zelda game. But yeah, I mean, you know what? I mean, I would like to probably play Breath of the Wild, but I don't care how great a good game, how great a single game is. You cannot spend money on a console for one game. That's
Yeah,
just me.
that was your major beef
Yeah,
that was your major beef with the Switch.
yeah,
Because that was the only game that they had at launch, correct?
yep, yeah. Now they have a few more. Like they have Super Mario Odyssey.
Super Mario Odyssey,
Odyssey,
which
yeah.
got a lot of praise too.
Yeah, and they have like lesser ports of Doom and Skyrim, but but hey, Legend of Zelda it won Game of the Year as well as Best Game Direction, and yeah, I think those are the two major awards it won. But yeah, well deserved, I'd say, from what I've seen.
Overwatch got best esports game. I
Yeah,
heard esports is actually they're actually trying to make that into an Olympic event.
really, huh? Well, I know, and I know.
Thing was they called them athletes, and I'm like, there's nothing athletic about these motherfuckers that are nominated.
I don't know about an Olympic sport, but I know in South Korea, StarCraft 2 is like a legitimate sport, like a legitimate esport. But yeah, Overwatch, man, it's been going strong since.
But like, what is it like best ongoing game got it, which I know because Aris and all them are still playing it on Thursdays.
Yep, I know. Like when I log into the PlayStation Network, I see their names. Him, Aris, Furman, they're playing Overwatch.
Oh, so you got more than 4 friends?
Yeah, I got like 5 friends on my PSN. Yeah, man. Damn it.
Okay, you got one more since I last.
Do I need to get more PSN handles?
Yeah, why not?
I mean, people I know, I guess. Oh, I'll find out. Some other awards that have won. Best action game was Wolfenstein 2: The New Colossus. Well deserved.
Yeah, I remember you jonesing about that.
Oh yeah, I love it.
Persona 5 for best role playing game.
Yeah,
That was very well deserved. It's also Super Mario Odyssey got a lot of awards too,
best family game.
and there was one more too.
Did it? I know Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle got best strategy game.
All right.
Yeah, but also, oh yeah, Breath of the Wild also won best action adventure game as well. So that was his third major award. Also, Best musical score was Nier Automata, which was
That's your game.
yeah, that's very well deserved, and I'll get into Nier Automata later on. But
Injustice 2 got best fighting game.
yep.
Well deserved. I have Injustice 2 finally.
Oh, you finally bought it.
Yeah. Yeah, it was one of my Black Friday games.
Okay,
Best Buy had it for $14. I'm like, you know what? I
sweet.
get it. The Best Buy near my job was opening at 12:30. I was like, you know what? Screw it. I got off at 11.
Yeah.
There was nobody there. So I was probably like the fifth one in line. So I stood in my car for like until what? about 11:45. Listen to what podcast was it? I was listening to us. Listening to us and before you know it, doors open. We was good.
Nice. Hey, that's what's up. Also, Cuphead won best debut.
Cuphead got
indie
a
game.
lot of love.
Yeah, I mean it's easy to see why. Like best independent game as well, and like the 30s animation style I think is awesome. But I heard that game is hard as fuck.
I only know one person who played it. Shout outs to Ed and happy birthday to you, brother. And I watched them play it on their Twitch stream, and it seemed like it looks a little fun. Something my parents would play. Because I mean, well, not so much my mom and my dad can't really play games like he used to. You know, but yeah, back in the day, oh my God, you would think they were about to get divorced playing Dr. Mario and Burger Time.
Damn, it got that competitive.
Oh yeah.
Oh shit, that's what's up though. Yeah. Also, there were a couple of more interesting occurrences at the awards, especially and some previews. Like I love the fact like they were cracking on EA for their microtransactions.
Yeah, they did. Oh, who was it? He was presenting it, and he goes, "Hold on, I have to pay for this just to open it."
Yeah,
and he opened it with his debit card.
Yeah, when he was presenting best action game.
Yeah, and he was an actor too.
Yeah, he's playing a Shazam.
Yes.
Yeah, he started in that. I think he started in Chuck, the show Chuck.
Yeah.
So if you look up his name, you'll know him. But that was funny. And also Bethesda had their save single player games with featuring Linda Carter, aka Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
Yep. How they were basically dissing not only EA but also other companies that seem to, and Activision in particular, for like pushing multiplayer only games. And I thought that was pretty hilarious too. Because kind of like pushing back at some rather shady practices of the games industry, as well as some questionable trends. But the one event that kind of made me roll my eyes was Joseph Fares when he was presenting his game A Way Out, and like he was just going off.
Oh yeah, I'm so glad you got his name, because I'm like sitting there watching this dude, and I just had to text you, and we was texting back and forth. I'm just like, who is this dude?
Yeah, he's like,
what the hell is he talking about? Because me for one, I was busy doing something else, and I'm just like, the fuck is up with this dude?
Yeah,
and the only thing I could stand from him was the swearing.
Yeah, apparently like his game A Way Out is being published by EA, and then like he was he's a filmmaker as well. He made some films that didn't get any traction, at least here stateside. But it was he's like yeah, fuck the Oscars, fuck Oscars can fuck themselves, fuck you Oscars. And I'm like what the fuck is this guy on? And then he's like, hey, listen, as far as EA go, EA people make fun of EA because of their microtransaction shit like that. Look, EA has been very good to me.
Yo,
they're very good to me. Publishers fuck up sometimes, but they've been very good to me. I'm sorry, I'm passionate, I'm jet lagged.
The host was like, can we just get on with this motherfucker now? Yeah.
Poor Jeff Keighley.
Yeah.
I mean, he was like being a professional. He was trying to like he needed Sandman from the Apollo.
He had some Wonder Tonic.
Oh man, but this guy was just like, yo. I mean, he was talking about, I'm just passionate, I'm just jet lagged. But I'm like, dude, there's passion and then there's what you're doing. It's like, this dude needs to grow the fuck up, man.
But one thing that they had some premieres, but one premiere, Death Standing.
Yes.
Oh my God, with Norman Reedus and Mads Mikkelsen.
Yeah, and that's the game's being directed and made by Guillermo del Toro and Hideo Kojima.
Yeah.
Yeah, that game looks so weird. So I still don't know what it's about.
It looks me neither.
Yeah,
but I'm like, shut up and take my money.
Yeah, I want to see more of this, like, because apparently, for those who aren't familiar with Death Standing, like, words can't really do it justice. You just have to like YouTube the footage for yourself. But apparently, like Norman Reedus from The Walking Dead is in it, and he plays the main character. And it's like this sci-fi game where they're in this wasteland, and apparently one of the characters is trapped underneath this like big structure, and like he's rapidly aging. And then like these aliens are like walking past him, and they have like these devices on their shoulders, which kind of seem like trackers and whatnot that like open and close like an aperture on a camera, and like they're holding their breaths so the aliens won't detect them. And then suddenly somehow it involves like this fetus in like this artificial womb that Norman Reedus is carrying strapped to his chest.
It was still like inside. It ended up inside him somehow, some way. Like,
Yeah, yeah. Like I think like either like it like crawled in there, or
dude,
like
you just gave a Carl summary on that game, but honestly, that's the only way we can summarize it.
for real.
Like, it's so weird. You have to see it for yourself.
You do,
But it looks so good.
it does. It does. And you know, like with the creative talents of Kojima and Del Toro, like
They didn't tell you shit.
yeah,
They didn't tell you shit. Even like, because the game first they first premiered it at last year's E3.
yep,
And all you just saw was just a naked Norman Reedus and like a strange being in the sky. Mm-hmm. And that was it.
yeah.
We got nothing else. I don't even think we even had a title at that time.
No, I think we had a title. It was
did-
called Death Standing.
Okay,
Yeah.
and that was it. We're just like, yo, what the hell was that?
Yeah,
Yo, that game looked good. And I was like, that game looked good. Like, I need to see more. I need to see more. But I still want to get it because it looked that good.
yeah.
And then this is just like, you got another tease, and you still want more. We still want more.
Yeah,
And they're not giving us a goddamn thing.
they're not, and we don't even know we don't even know what it's gonna play like.
Kudos to their marketing strategy.
Yeah,
Kudos to it.
absolutely. And I will say that, man, Konami fucked up by letting Hideo Kojima go. They really did.
And guess what? He's being Hideo Kojima is. Did I say his name right?
Yeah,
He's being driven by pettiness right now. He's about to come out with a masterpiece, and he's just gonna sit back, sip some lemonade with his feet in the air, like, bitches.
yep. Hey, hey, it's what happens when you let good talent go. Hey, look at me, I made a good game. Oh,
Marvel, Image Comics.
yep. hmm But yeah,
Some of them guys came back and they sold some of their properties.
that's true. But yeah, man, Death Standing, man. Check it out on YouTube. Just see for yourself. And let us know what you think about it. CodexPrimePodcast@gmail.com. So yeah, so that was the IGN Video Game Awards. You can find the complete results online. And we also have some other news with Warner Brothers and DC. Apparently, Warner Brothers is going to be restructuring DC Films after Justice League's flop in the theaters. DC Films co-president of production, John Berg.
Sorry to interrupt, but Nick Petrini really just agreed with us. He said he saw the trailer yesterday and it was amazing. Hard eyes emojis. But I want to know more too. It's like the Star Wars teaser. It was so good you had to drop money.
It's
That's pretty accurate.
I'd say so.
That's a pretty accurate statement.
I'd say so. Yeah. But
Go ahead. I'm sorry about that.
But yeah, with DC and Warner Brothers, DC Films co-president of production John Berg will be leaving his job as head of DC Films in January as a result of Justice League flopping, and will transition to a producer role with Roy Lee, who produced the Lego Movie and It. DC's chief creative officer, Jeff Johns, will remain involved in a more advisory role. DC Films may also be integrated in WB's main studio branch, much like Sony and Fox. Batman will be recast with a new actor in Matt Reeves' solo Batman film, and rumors suggest Jake Gyllenhaal. But Ben Affleck is still set to reprise his role in the Flashpoint movie. And most of all, there are no plans for Zack Snyder to direct another DC film.
They need to get it together and leave it alone.
Yeah, well, from what I see here, it's like a little shakeup going on.
Yeah, it is.
At Warner and DC, but it sounds like they're starting to get their house in order.
No, it looks like they're like, it's fine. They finally just said, Yeah, we fucked up.
Yeah,
We fucked up.
yeah, because Justice League it flopped domestically. Like it did make its money back internationally, but like the film cost $300 million to make, and it made just under 200, like 200 or 175 million. So that's pretty bad. Yeah, because it's a lot of money lost, and like we said last week, like they knew they had a bomb in their hands, but they just stayed the course. I think by restructuring the studios, they need to place somebody like a Kevin Feige like firmly
Yeah.
as an
And
executive
they
producer.
have to know comics. They have to
Yeah.
know. They have to be like a huge comic book fan
Mm-hmm.
who has like a degree in like film.
Yeah, a degree in film, and also like hire the writers of the DC animated films because they seem to
Yeah.
knock it out of the park all the time.
They're chilling.
Yeah,
They are chilling. They're good.
yeah. Just keep Wonder.
If they put them in charge, oh my god,
Yeah,
DC would do just as good as Marvel.
they would, and you know what? More than ever, I really hope that DC can get it together and put out that consistent quality.
And the supervillain is on. He says 600 million worldwide for Justice League.
Which is fine, John, but it still flopped here in the States. So it's still not a good look for Warner Brothers, man. I know you're grasping at straws as the resident DC fanboy / DCEU apologist, but come on, man. I feel for you. But you know what?
John, get your ass up here and be on the show. Like I'm ready. That would be just an amazing show, like a 3-way debate.
Yeah, we will make it happen soon, but at some point. But I want DC to succeed because for two reasons. One, because I want John to know how us Marvel fans feel, how it feels to have.
You're a Marvel. You would consider yourself a Marvel fan?
Yeah, for the most part,
You seem pretty neutral.
I'm a fan, but I'm not like so.
You're not a super fan.
I'm not a super fan, basically. Like I want John to know how us Marvel fans feel, and that we get consistently good films. We get the very rare, not so good one. Like,
we have our misses.
yeah, like Guardians 2 and Thor the Dark World, and to a certain extent Thor Ragnarok. But out of 20-something films, man, we know how it is to have a consistently good film out there. Whereas you, John, you're on the outside looking in. You want to know how that feels. And I feel for you, man. But someday I hope you will get there. So that's one reason. And the second reason is because apparently this Disney-Fox merger seems inevitable, man.
It could happen. They're talking about any minute.
Any minute now.
I'm literally like standing by my phone waiting for like the news report to like just flash and be like, oh, there it is.
Yeah. But
Then at the same time, it could just not go through.
Yeah, that's true.
Like anything could happen at this moment.
Yeah, last minute details could happen, but like if it's fully confirmed that Disney gets their hands on Fox's properties like X-Men and Fantastic Four, then it's basically like a big juggernaut versus DC, and it shouldn't be that way. So I'm hoping that this will motivate DC and Warner Brothers to get their act together more than ever and put out that heat. But that's what I'm saying.
Nick, I still got to see the Batman anime trailer.
Yes, Batman Ninja.
Yeah.
Phenomenal looking
Like
animation.
I saw a flash of it. I was like, yo, I got to see it. I got to sit down and watch it. Probably as soon as this is over, I'm going to watch it.
Yeah, I give it 5 Dylons out of 5 because it's hot fire.
Damn.
We also got some trailers, some 3 trailers that dropped in the past couple of days. The first, we have a new trailer for Steven Spielberg's adaptation of Ready Player One, which is coming out in theaters March 30th next year.
I still need to finish that book.
Okay, so you're...
But I have there's a deadline now, so I only got like 10 chapters left.
All right. And you seem to be a fan of the book.
The book's not bad.
Okay.
It's pretty good. And with the trailer dropping now, it's like I got a better visual.
Yeah.
So it's like it would be easier for me just to get through the book even faster because there's other stuff I want to read.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Like the trailer, it just seems like copyright the movie because it's like there's so many properties, like, and like already on YouTube there's like a bunch of like Easter egg breakdowns of that trailer.
Oh yeah, people analyze. Listen, this is Easter. People put out Easter eggs 5 minutes after the actual trailer is like dropped.
Oh yeah.
It doesn't even matter what trailer it is.
Oh yeah.
People are ready to break this shit down.
Absolutely. Like they came across like the discovery of the age or something.
Yeah.
Like we've seen like there's Overwatch, Tracer from Overwatch, Chun-Li, Blanca, Chucky, the DeLorean. Like it's just like good God, man. Iron Giant. It's like, man, this is overkill.
So how much? But you saw Overwatch in there?
Yeah, the one of the main characters from Overwatch, this character Tracer, orange goggles. She's like on the cover of Overwatch.
Oh,
basically.
okay.
Yeah.
I gotta watch it again.
Yeah. Like it just looks like it. I mean, it looks fun, but I'll be honest. I read the first 30 pages of the book and I had to stop because I'll tell you, man, the book itself, from what I've read so far of the first 30 pages, it's like it's like Ernest Cline is trying way too hard to pay homage to the 80s. It's like it's like reading Ready Player One. From what I've read, it's like Ernest Cline wanted to make an encyclopedia of the 80s, but then he watched The Matrix and he was like, you know what? Why don't I kill two birds with one stone? And then we got this vomiting 80s references on every page, and it's like, fuck you, guy. It's like there's paying homage and they're just trying way too hard to like, to like kiss the feet of nostalgia. It's like it's just overkill.
I see your point.
Yeah,
I see your point. The story's right. The story is good though.
is it?
Yeah.
I mean, I'll watch the movie.
Well, I would say, yeah, watch the movie. It'll be one of those cases where, since you already have your set opinion on it,
Yeah.
watch the movie first and then see how you feel. If you're interested in reading the book, then go ahead, and then you can, it's always good to compare the two.
Yeah.
So, yeah, see the movie first, see how you like it. I'll let you borrow my copy.
Okay. All right. Cool. I'll stick around. Yeah.
Shout out to Kyle. He says, I'm here just so I won't get fined. That's
okay.
that's in reference to Marshawn Lynch, who currently plays for the Oakland Raiders. Like, he hated doing interviews, so he had to do like a press conference for the last Super Bowl they were in, and it was just like, I'm just here so I won't get fined.
Oh.
And he was like so nonchalant about it. It was so funny.
Oh. Okay. Oh yeah, I did see that. I did come across that. I heard that like a lot of people are giving him shit for it too.
Yeah.
Oh well. So yeah, Ready Player One. That's the trailer. We also had a trailer for Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom coming out June 22nd.
I didn't see the last Jurassic World.
Yeah, you're not missing anything.
Didn't Maurice love it?
Well, Maurice really liked it. I thought it was boring. Because I fell asleep in the middle of it. Like I had to pause it. I'd Redboxed it, so I paused it in the middle. I took a 10-minute cat nap so I can have the energy to finish the rest of it. Yeah, it wasn't really worth it. You're not missing anything. It's really not worth it.
But it's not. But it's not connected to the first three Jurassic Park movies in the.
It is
in the 90s. I would have to say though, the special effects in the 90s, they were special effects back then.
Yeah.
It looked more realistic than the CGI that we got in this trailer.
Yeah, that's really true.
Like, you can just definitely tell, like, it was just, like, you can tell it was CGI. Like, I'm talking about Superman's Justice League mouth.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, yeah, the Fallen Kingdom, I mean, it has a somewhat interesting premise, like the second extinction of these dinosaurs, like this volcano that erupts on the island, and I don't know.
But it was good to see Justice Smith, who played Zeke in the Get Down. It was good to see him getting work. Mm-hmm. Like I said, I like seeing people from shows and movies that I like, just getting work in other fields.
Oh yeah, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, get that money, young man. Yeah, hustle. So Fallen Kingdom, is directed by J.A. Bayona, who directed an awesome Spanish horror film called The Orphanage back in 2007. This one, I mean, you know what? I'll probably go see it in theaters when I have Movie Pass. So what do I lose? So I'll probably.
Oh, you end up getting it?
Yeah, I did. Movie Pass is fantastic, man.
There you go.
Yeah. I can.
Somebody who goes to the movies as much as you do, you need that.
I do, and like looking back at all the movies that I've seen this year, it's like, damn, I reviewed a lot of movies this year alone.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I'll check it out. I'll give it a fair shake.
But is Movie Pass with select theaters or is it like
Pretty much all theaters, all
So, like-
all except AMC because AMC has beef with Movie Pass.
okay? I knew because what about like Avon?
Yep.
Really?
Yeah, even independent theaters like Avon and Cable Car Cinema,
Where is Cable Car
South Main Street.
Oh, okay. Yep.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, Movie Pass is awesome. $9.95 a month, and you can get to see all the movies you can like in a span of 30 days if you wanted to. That's shit. But it's only 2D screening, so you can't use it for like 3D or IMAX, which is fair.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. But yeah, that's what's up. So yeah, there's that, and then we have the third and final trailer, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
That looks good.
Yeah, animated Spider-Man film.
Man, Marvel may have something on their hands on the animated front.
Yeah, plus it has Miles Morales.
Yeah, which I know I'm too old for the role. I think I could pull it off. I think.
You can't pull off a high schooler, Carl.
People told me I look young.
You're 33, Carl.
People told me. Listen, if they can make Michael Douglas look young in Ant-Man, they can make Kurt Russell look young in Guardians 2.
They're both younger adults. They weren't de-aged to be teens, man.
I can pull it off. Maybe I'm a bit taller, but I can pull it off.
Let it go, Carl. Let the dream die. But yes,
It comes and goes.
yeah. But yeah, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. I mean, it has an interesting premise. It has Miles Morales and multiple Spider-Men in the same universe.
Yeah. He's like, there's more of us. I'm like, that's dope.
Yeah, and plus, I kind of dig the animation style.
It's different.
Yeah, it looks like a comic book, like literally come to life, not just like traditional animated style. But
in a way, I kind of got it. It's like the 90s Spider-Man, because, it kind of had its little, I guess, what was supposed to be 3D?
Yeah, it had
computer entering.
It had some janky 3D in there.
But it just got a major 2-decade upgrade.
Yeah. It's like...
At least that's what I got out of it.
I can see that. It's like, yeah, we got money now.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. But yeah, Into the Spider-Verse, you know what? I'll check for that. That comes out next Christmas 2018.
Oh, okay. I got time.
Yeah, so that's a good time too cuz it's coming out right after the Venom movie coming out next October.
Oh, okay.
Yep. So yeah, there's that, and we have a couple more headlines here. One that was pretty interesting. Apparently, Quentin Tarantino is planning to direct an R-rated Star Trek film. Yeah, Tarantino, Star Trek, rated R.
That's gonna be weird.
Yeah, let me elaborate here. Apparently, Tarantino recently pitched his idea of an R-rated Star Trek film to Paramount Pictures and J.J. Abrams, who are both fully on board. Paramount agreed to meet Tarantino's condition that his Trek film will be rated R, and the studio was motivated by the recent successes of rated R blockbusters such as Deadpool and Logan at Fox. Screenwriter Mark Smith, who wrote The Revenant, will be writing the script, and Tarantino intends to direct the film himself. And in addition, Sir Patrick Stewart is also interested in reprising his role as Jean-Luc Picard for this R-rated Tarantino Star Trek film.
Be cool to see Jean-Luc Picard again.
Yeah.
Tarantino?
Yeah. That's like...
I can't see his style.
It's like the weirdest.
He's gonna try to like put the '70s Star Trek in it. It's so hard.
But yeah,
with J.J. Abrams directing style too, it's gonna be weird.
Yeah,
it's gonna be an acid trip.
It is like it's so weird that like I want to see this made, and apparently Tarantino reportedly he's an avowed Star Trek fan. Like he's big Trekkie, on that. Yeah, a big Trekkie. And his idea might be so good that Paramount's like, hey, R-rated Star Trek? You know what? Why not? Let's see what you can do with it. So, you know what? I'm willing to see what he's willing to go.
I'll let you do that.
I mean, yeah, I'll watch it. I mean, I'm not big on Star Trek, but I did appreciate the J.J. Abrams films. Well, the first one anyway. Into Darkness, I didn't really care for too much, and Star Trek Beyond was fine. It was fun. I still want to see Star Trek Discovery, which is on CBS. But you know what? I'm intrigued because Tarantino hasn't made a bad film, and really,
Yeah, I can't really say I haven't seen a bad Tarantino film.
no, they're not. All of them have been good. And you know what? I'm interested. R-rated Star Trek film, Tarantino at the helm. You know what? I'm there. I want to see what he can bring to the table. So when more news develops, we'll.
All you, my brother.
No, have you seen the J.J. Abrams Star Trek? Well, yeah, you should watch that from 2009. It's actually it's a fun movie.
Okay.
That and Star Trek Beyond, which came out last year, and that was directed by Justin Lin, who did Fast and Furious. Yeah, that was also fun as well. So there's that, and then our final headline here: Ryan Reynolds will star in the live-action Pokemon film Detective Pikachu, in which he will provide the voice of Detective Pikachu. Huh. Well, and also the film will star Justice Smith, who stars in Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom, and Catherine Newton, who stars in Big Little Lies on HBO. Rob Letterman, who directed Goosebumps, will be directing this film as well, and the script was written by Alex Hirsch and Nicole Perlman, who wrote Guardians of the Galaxy. Production begins mid-January, and no release date has yet been set.
Deadpool voicing Pikachu.
Deadpool voicing Pikachu, and apparently Pikachu, he can speak more than just his name now. So it's like Meowth, who knows Mewtwo, who knows the English language, and who apparently can think like a human. Will they ascribe the same to Pikachu?
I gotta hear friend of the show Wilsons and Harris's and all that, like the John Grace, the guys who were from our Pokemon Go's anonymous episode,
Yeah.
which is one of my favorites. Mm-hmm. Like I have to hear their thoughts on them. So if they're listening or watching, yo, let me know what y'all think.
Yeah.
Because I was never the Pokemon fan until.
And John Haponic left a comment here. He says that Danny DeVito would have been the perfect voice for Pikachu. You know what? Danny DeVito in his penguin voice as Pikachu. That would be
that's scary. Yeah, that's just creepy.
That would be just a comedy. At that point, it's like, I'll just laugh my ass off. And then so many parents would complain and kids. But you know what? Hey, this has been the week of weird news. So with Tarantino and then Pikachu and Ryan Reynolds, hey, you know what? Why not? Why not an R-rated Pokemon film written and directed by Quentin Tarantino, starring Ryan Reynolds? You might as well. But yeah, those are our news and headlines this week. And right now we're gonna get into our top 5 categories, our top 5 favorite things of the year. So we got top 5 favorite video games, favorite movies, books, wrestling matches, albums, shows, moments, whatever. We'll come at you with our top 5s, and you can leave your top 5s as we go as well.
Yeah.
So why don't you kick us off, Carl?
All right, I'm gonna start off with our top 5 matches. Damn, I didn't even write number 5.
Oh, wait, wrestling matches, okay.
All right. Okay. Unfortunately, I only have 4 for this one.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I'm gonna start off. These actually are in no particular order. Okay. I couldn't put them in any order because they were all like brought something great to the table.
Sure. Okay.
Actually, never mind. I just figured out number 5. Okay, so first I'm gonna start off with Kairi Sane versus Shayna Baszler in the Mae Young Classic.
Okay. Interesting choice.
All right, next one.
Wait,
go ahead. No, go.
Oh, you wanted to elaborate on each of your choices, or?
Not really. I can just breeze. I can breeze through them.
Okay, sure. Yeah.
The Usos versus the New Day in the SummerSlam pre-show.
Okay.
That actually got people to like want to watch the pre-shows.
Yeah, that pre-show match was fire though.
Yeah.
That was actually the best match on that whole SummerSlam when you think about it.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah. That's sad. And then before that you mentioned AOP?
AOP versus DIY from NXT TakeOver Orlando.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah, I'm a Authors of Pain fan.
Oh yeah.
Then Authors of Pain versus the Undisputed Era versus Sanity in NXT TakeOver War Games.
Okay. Yeah.
And War Games. NXT War Games. Need I say more?
Oh, the whole event.
I wouldn't say the whole event was great. The whole event was a very good one, but that particular match was fire.
It was. It was.
And once again, Usos versus New Day, Hell in a Cell.
Yeah, yeah. That match was great. Like, yo, the Usos and the New Day, they have such excellent chemistry in the ring and on promos. It's like they put out some of the best tag team matches all year. I suppose some of the best matches, period, in WWE.
They do. I do not disagree at all.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. And those are some good choices, man.
All right, go ahead. What's yours?
My top 5 matches of the year, like I actually put this in ranked order, so I'll start from my number 5 to my number 1, and I'll elaborate on a few as I go. My number 5 was Asuka versus Ember Moon at NXT Takeover Brooklyn 3 in August, this past August for the NXT Women's Championship. This was Asuka's final match as NXT champion. Yep, before she injured her collarbone, but this was an excellent match. Between the two.
It was a great way to leave NXT.
Yeah, it was a great way for Asuka to leave NXT, and it was also a good story for Ember Moon. Like, she came very close, but she just couldn't get the job done that night. But yeah, it was a really great send off for Asuka. And Ember Moon, like, she's definitely one of the best women's wrestlers in not only NXT but also in the entirety of WWE. And whether she's on Raw or SmackDown, she'll definitely be champion.
I need to see Asuka versus Natalya, but like not heel Natalya, like passionate about the babyface, passionate about the sport. Natalya.
Yeah, Natalya, man, I'm so glad that she finally got championship gold after what, since 2011 maybe when she was Divas champion. Yeah. And it's pretty weird too, because Natalya she should be like a multi-time champion.
Definitely.
And that's how good she is. But yeah, with Asuka, like she's been on a tear. Ember Moon, she's the current NXT Women's Champion as well.
Good for her.
Yep. She's the only winner from Dallas, people, and
the Mavericks. Dick.
But with Asuka, I'm wondering, like, who would be the first to break her streak?
Kairi.
You think Kairi Sane?
Kairi Sane could do it.
I'm thinking Kairi Sane, but I wouldn't be surprised if they're gonna go for Charlotte Flair, like at WrestleMania.
They probably would try to do that.
Yeah.
I just think Asuka's better than Charlotte Flair.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And that's not taking anything away from Charlotte Flair, because she's one of the best too. But yeah, that's my number 5 match. My number 4 was the War Games match, Undisputed Era versus Sanity versus AOP and Roderick Strong. NXT Takeover War Games from November 18th. That match, like you say, was hot fire. That was the first War Games match we've had in 20 years, and what a hell of a return it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we broke it down in episode 99 with Adrian Price here. Shout outs to him. Yeah, even though Roman Reigns is still not the guy, but yeah, like that was a great match, and man, I expect big things from all these athletes, man. Like AOP when they get to the main roster, Sanity. I like what Eric Young's doing with his group. Roderick Strong.
AOP versus Rollins and Ambrose.
Yes, there's a good story to be told there too. There's a really good story. Adam Cole and Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish. Go, baby. Yes. Man, yo, they so much talent, man. NXT's got some hot fire right now as far as their talent goes, and this War Games match proves it there as well. My third favorite match of the year, and this one was pretty tough, and this was part of a trilogy of matches, but I went with Okada versus Kenny Omega, the 60-minute time limit draw from New Japan Dominion from June 11th, and this was for the IWGP Heavyweight Championship, and this was their second match in the trilogy. And this match, which I also reviewed on the show, it went to a 60-minute draw, but it told an excellent story where Okada's the champion and Kenny Omega, he's regarded as like the best in the world next to Okada, and the story was like, I'm the best in the world, but I still got to be the champion. I still got to be Okada, so I can prove that I am the man up in these streets. And he came so close, and then that final moment of the match where Okada was crawling towards Omega, and he was just about to pin him, but then the bell rang because it was a time limit draw. That was an awesome end to an awesome match. And like you can watch the entire trilogy online somewhere. Like it's well worth it. Like whether you're a wrestling fan or an up and coming wrestler, that match will teach you. That's like a wrestling school right there.
Wow.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Might get you back in the game too.
Listen, I ain't wrestled in 10 years.
Oh man. And speaking of
I could probably still I think I could still do it though.
yeah, you still got it.
I'll be so dope if I get that shit.
Oh man. And my second favorite match, number 2, was Tetsuya Naito versus Kenny Omega at the G1 Climax in October from August 13th.
All right.
The G1 Climax final. That match was awesome, and this was Tetsuya Naito's second G1 Climax that he won the tournament. That match was awesome. It told a really great story. It was a good redemption story for Naito because, like, from what I learned, he actually won the G1 Classic, like I think 2013. Mm-hmm. But then after he won, like, he was in a bunch of matches where like he would get beat down most of the match, but he'd still win, and then, so that kind of like dropped his stock among the fans, and people were like, we can't take you seriously. It's like you barely won your matches. And then like he linked up with Andrade Cien Almas in Mexico. Then he came back as a heel, and like he just like blew up again. So it was like a good turnaround for him. Awesome match. And my number 1 favorite match of 2017,
Dun, dun, dun.
Tyler Bate versus Pete Dunne. Yeah, NXT Takeover Chicago for the UK Championship on May 20th.
Okay.
Yo, I watched that match 3 times, and like I still get goosebumps every time I watch it.
I'm gonna have to revisit that one.
Yo, that match, best match I've seen on NXT and also in all of WWE this year. Like the chemistry that these two have, and they're young kids. They're like Tyler Bates, like 20. He just turned 20 this year. Pete Dunne, I think he's like 23. But they wrestle like they've been around for like 20 years. That's how good they are. And like, yo, if they're this good now, imagine what they'd be like when they turn 30. It's like, just give them the Intercontinental Championship, give them the U.S. title, give them the World Championships. You know, I would not be opposed to that. Well, okay, maybe it'll be a little too early for them, as good as they are, but maybe in like 3 years.
Randy Orton won his first title when he was 24.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, I think that was to kind of to spite Brock Lesnar because he was the youngest champion at the time. He was 25, but yeah, like maybe 2-3 years time, give Tyler Bate or Pete Dunne a run for the World or the Universal Championships. That's how good they are. They deserve it. And this match, yo, Tyler Bate, he came in as a defending champion. He was the inaugural UK champion.
Right.
Pete Dunne came in as a bigger fan favorite, and he won.
There was one wrestler from the UK Championship whose name I forgot, and like he was a high flyer and he was really good.
Is it Mark Andrews?
Yep.
Yeah. Mark Andrews, yeah. He also had a great match with Pete Dunne at the UK Championship tournament. No, UK Championship tournament this past January.
Yep, I need to see him in the Cruiserweight division.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, he would be a good fit because he is a Cruiserweight, but 205 Live is a wasteland, man. Because of how it's handled, though. Like if you're at 205 Live, if you're a talented dude, that's a death sentence. That's like, ask Austin Aries, ask Neville. That's not a place where you want to be.
I heard last I checked. Have you heard any of those talks about Neville? Because last I heard that things were starting to look better, but then that was it.
Yeah, I heard that like there were talks of him actually coming back, but then I guess plans fell through again, and he's not coming back for now. But he's still under contract. Yeah. So I don't know what's up. I don't know what's up with that. But hey, Neville's a person that clearly knows his worth, and. Yeah. If Vince doesn't know his worth, then just let him go. Let him shine in the Indies or Japan.
There you go.
Yeah.
So next up, I got movies.
Okay.
All right. So I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna go backwards. So my number 5 is a tie. I have a lot of ties, by the way.
Stop being a fence sitter, Carl.
Yeah. Go ahead, Aris. Go ahead.
Pick one, Carl. I hate you, Carl. That was my Aris moment right there.
All right, so number 5 is a tie between Thor Ragnarok and the New Edition story.
Really?
They had nothing to do with each other, but the New Edition movie I thoroughly enjoyed.
Although technically it was a TV miniseries.
It was a TV miniseries, yet still a movie.
Okay. I'll give you
I
that.
classified it as a movie.
Okay.
Number 4, Spider-Man: Homecoming.
All right.
Number 3, Wonder Woman.
Yes.
So, go ahead. Look
Yeah.
at you grinning.
Yeah, Wonder Woman. So it's a great movie. The only good DCEU film.
Yeah. Number 2 was Logan,
Yes.
and number 1 was Get Out.
All right. Yes. Get Out. Get Out right here. Right here, son. If you haven't seen this film, you need to get out and see Get Out. Yeah. Yeah. Care to elaborate on any of those choices, man?
I mean, it was a lot of it's more of the experience, especially with Get Out. Like was not expecting that movie to blow up the way it did. And then, not to mention, it wasn't nothing major. It wasn't a major story,
Yeah.
but a very good one.
Absolutely. Yeah, like the writing was fantastic, and like it's still very true to life.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It is. Like I said, I saw some interracial couples, and I'm like, ooh, this is gonna be an uncomfortable ride. Yeah, shout outs to my cousin Asia. She took me out to see that.
Yeah.
Logan, it was just a different approach to the X-Men series, like a rated R Wolverine movie. My only complaint is, with Hugh Jackman not playing Wolverine, is that we never got to see him wear the suit.
Yeah. Well, he kind of looked ridiculous in the yellow spandex, though.
Yeah, but they could have. I don't think it needed to be spandex. It could have been like armor, like how they're making all the suits nowadays.
Okay, I can see that.
Wonder Woman was cool, but you can kind of tell that they started running out of money, and then I kind of got turned off when it turns out that Ares was freaking some dude who looked like Nigel Thornberry.
David Thewlis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Spider-Man: Homecoming was just a fun. I took my little cousin David to go see that. I ended up meeting with Jim and Trevor Savard, so we had a good time watching that. I thought Michael Keaton did a great job as the Vulture.
Oh yeah.
It was a great way to connect the MCU and tying Peter Parker into what's going to be the upcoming Infinity Wars.
Yep.
And then, damn it, my last point, I completely forgot it.
This one was Thor Ragnarok and
Yeah, Thor Ragnarok. It was just a fun movie to go. It was just a fun movie to go see. And then a New Edition story, just me, being a hip hop guy and just a big music fan and a big fan of New Edition. It made me appreciate their music much, much more. Even I did go to see them live like a couple years back.
Oh, that must have been
So
cool.
it was that those little dudes still got it. And it was just it was a great way for them to tell their story, because there was like lots of things I didn't know about. Like I always thought it was just Bobby Brown causing trouble and everybody else held it together. Nah, they aired out their dirty laundry.
Yeah.
Not to mention the guys didn't really look too much like them, but yet like Brashear Gray, who plays Hakeem on Empire, he played Michael Bivins.
Yeah.
He like didn't look nothing like Michael Bivins,
Right.
but like he had the character down pat. So it was good. It was great casting in there. Audley Smith playing Ralph Tresvant. It was just a great movie, fun movie. Like I said, even though it was a miniseries, I still classified it as a movie, but it was still good to see.
Yeah. I really enjoyed it too. So that's what's up. I also have 5 favorite movies of 2017. None of these are in any particular order, so I just picked 5 good ones, including a couple that I haven't reviewed on the show yet, but I'll give quick takes on them.
Well, you're gonna do a Victor's Corner during our break, and that's when you usually go more in depth with your.
I'll get into my top 20 favorite films of the year, but I'll give my top 5 real quick, including a few here that I haven't reviewed, but which I'll review on Victor's Corner. One is 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri. That film, which I'll say real quick, it sounds that's a film that if you watched it, you would think that this film hits a full line on the Victor's Movies card. It's got
you mentioned that.
Yeah.
Codex 100.
Yeah, tragic premise, racism, somebody dealing with terminal cancer. Yeah, I mean, but it's a dark comedy. It's also pretty hilarious too in spots.
And Woody Harrelson's in that, right?
Yeah, and Francis McDormand, Sam Rockwell, who plays a racist shithead cop whose hobby includes harassing the black residents in Missouri.
Oh yeah, that's Victor all the way.
Yeah, well, not
the cat.
yeah.
That's a Victor movie all the way.
Yeah, but it's one I recommend. So there's that. Interesting movie that I watched, which I mentioned under the Criterion Collection, Personal Shopper, starring Kristen Stewart. She kind of plays like this weird spirit medium,
Mary
like
Jane?
Mary Jane. What?
Kristen Stewart, who played Mary Jane in Sam Raimi's. But
No, that was Kristen Dunst.
Dunce. Okay.
Yeah, no,
Wrong Kristen.
yeah,
Sorry.
Kristen Stewart. Like she makes very good choices as an actress. Like if you looked at her as just Twilight, no, she's way better than that.
I've never seen Twilight.
Oh, yeah,
I'm grown.
I've seen bits and pieces. I'm like, ugh, man, nobody looks good in that, no matter how talented. But yeah, like Personal Shopper is really good. She plays like a spirit medium who's dealing with like the loss of her brother. Like the whole plot's kind of vague. It's kind of vague and it's a little confusing, but it's also intriguing. You just want to watch more of it. Mm-hmm. It's kind of hard to put into words. Like when you watch it, it's one of those movies that you kind of dig. It's either you dig it or you don't, but like there's enough to really appreciate. So there's that. Third movie is Lady Bird. Lady Bird, which stars Saoirse Ronan. It's written and directed by Greta Gerwig. Takes place in Sacramento. It's like kind of like a semi-autobiographical story where Saoirse Ronan, she plays like this girl named Christine, his high schooler who nicknames herself Lady Bird. It's just like, going through, it's like a coming of age story with like really good dialogue and really funny characters. What kind of stands out in my mind about that film is like there's this one pretentious douchebag. He's like, oh,
There's one in every Victor film.
Yeah, I don't know what that's supposed to mean, but there's this one pretentious character who's like, "Oh, I don't smoke cigarettes. I don't smoke clove cigarettes because they're full of fiberglass." It's like, "Oh, I only eat organic food." Like, "Oh, fuck yourself, you douchebag." Can you stand?
Oh, that sounds familiar.
Yeah, right? You've met people like that, right?
Yeah.
People who like lord it over you, like, "Oh, I only eat organic food because
Probably the same shit as everything else. It just says organic on the wrapper.
Yeah, I know.
On the label.
I know, right? Or like people who name all these obscure movies that like to make it seem like, oh, my tastes are much superior to yours. People like that are just douchey. Don't you agree?
Don't they need to get slapped?
They really do. They really do, man. Ugh. Absolutely. Anyway, but yeah,
bougie motherfuckers.
I know, bougie people. Ugh, I can't stand snobbery. But yeah, Lady Bird is number 3. Number 2 is a film that I mentioned that I reviewed on the podcast, Good Time. That film is awesome. It's on Blu-ray right now. It stars Robert Pattinson. That's an awesome movie. Awesome little thriller about shitty people doing shitty things. Dumb shitty people doing dumb shitty things. It's a great film. And my number 1 film, of course, still is Blade Runner 2049.
It beat Get Out?
It beat Get Out. I mean, like if I usually don't like to rank films. Like I just leave them in alphabetical order because it's like you kind of like picking hairs, I suppose. But it's like if I had to rank them like in order, like it's Blade Runner 2049. Well, first of all, Get Out was my favorite when it first came out. Then it was Dunkirk. Then it was Blade Runner 2049.
Dunkirk, that's the Christopher Nolan film, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that film is awesome, man.
He's also going to be in James Cameron's History of Science Fiction.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, awesome. Nice. Yeah. So, yeah, 5 films that are out there. Go see them. And show some love to Blade Runner 2049, man. Yeah, didn't get enough.
It really didn't. I haven't heard much of it.
Yeah. Do we have some comments here? Or?
Yeah, from Amber Williams. I guess she's watching the post a bit late. She said, I think in the award shows, they tend to favor Nintendo games at the most for whatever reason. I'm surprised Horizon Zero Dawn didn't get any love and mention because it's a very beautiful game. They could have spread the awards out more evenly.
I agree. Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah.
She heard me ranting about that.
Yeah. So yeah, that's my 5 favorite films of the year, and I'll elaborate more on Victor's Corner over, the winter break.
Okay. Next up is TV shows.
TV shows.
These are actually in order.
Okay.
So, I'm gonna start off with an honorable mention.
All right.
Runaways.
Okay. It's worth watching.
Yeah.
All right.
It really is. It's like, the teens are interesting characters, but yet even though the parents are villains,
Mm-hmm.
you grow more into you. They become more interesting characters as the series is going on.
Okay. Nice.
So yeah, new episode came out today too. So I gotta make sure I check. I gotta go home and check that out. There's a couple of ties.
Again.
Yeah, I think I got ties. So number 5, go ahead, is a tie between This Is Us and Insecure season 2.
Okay.
I gave somebody my word to watch This Is Us, and I'm digging it. Number 4, another tie. Castlevania and the Defenders.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, Castlevania's Defenders. Really?
Slightly behind it, but I'm like, they're very, very close.
Okay. All right.
I think maybe it's because I didn't get more. I didn't get more with Castlevania. We only got 4 episodes, which was perfect for that. But and Defenders was what, 8?
Yeah.
So I mean, it was good for what it was good for what they were. Number 3, Stranger Things 2.
Oh yes. Yep.
I really had a really good time enjoying that series. I still think the first season was a tad bit better, but the second season is definitely enjoyable.
Yeah.
Number 2, another tie.
Okay.
Secret History of Comics and The Punisher.
Okay.
2 different categories, but it's like I enjoy them. I thoroughly enjoy them.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I have not seen a bad episode of Secret History of Comics, and Punisher was just so real. It was probably the realest Marvel Netflix show.
Yeah, but without a doubt.
And number 1, Game of Thrones season 7.
Of course. Can there be any other?
No,
there can't. Yeah, man. And I have the first 6 seasons on Blu-ray, and I know season 7 just came out.
did it?
Yeah.
I'm waiting. I'm honestly, Game of Thrones was so good
Yeah.
that if they come out with an expensive ass box set, it's worth investing in.
Yep. And what's her name? Who's the actress who plays Sansa? I forget her name. Sophie Turner.
Sophie Turner.
Yeah, Sophie Turner. Yeah, she did confirm that Game of Thrones is coming back 2019.
Damn, that's a long time.
Yep. So we're gonna go through 2018 without any Game of Thrones, y'all. But it's gonna be worth it because 6 episodes. There are basically 6 movies.
Yeah.
Because of how long they are. So I can't wait.
I'm taking days off of work just for that.
Oh, absolutely.
I did it before. I have no problem doing it again.
I salute that. Although I can do without the whole auntie-nephew banging, but I wonder how they're going to resolve that. But,
that is going to be fun. I laughed at that one because I knew it was coming.
Yeah. I so didn't want it to happen, but in my mind, I'm like, it's going to happen. Their minds was telling them no, but their body. Top 5.
Nick Quatrini said, wait, I'll let you go.
Yes. Top 5. Oh, man, great choice.
Yeah.
Nick Quatrini did mention Westworld. You know what? I'm going to put Westworld on my list because that's what right now. Even though Westworld came out last November on HBO. You just made the list. I first watched Westworld this past June on HBO, and I'm gonna put that on my list because Westworld is an exceptional series. It's actually my. You know what? I don't like doing ties, but if I had to choose though,
you got us.
if I had to choose between Game of Thrones and Westworld, I'm gonna go with Westworld. And
Really?
Game of Thrones is a very close number 2, like right here. That's how close they are. But Westworld, I'm gonna put as my number 5 because it's an exceptional series, sci-fi western, metaphysical themes, awesome acting from across the board. It's the writing is spectacular.
I'm gonna do that as soon as I get caught up with This Is Us. It was I made a promise to somebody.
All right, yeah. When you're done with This Is Us, watch Westworld, bruh. Like this, it's so good, man.
Gee, caught a little Holy Ghost.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Westworld's number 5. Number 4. Number 4 is Empire. For last season, mostly for last season. because I really enjoyed how season 3 wrapped. Season 4, I haven't caught up with it yet. I stopped where Lucius got his memories back.
Past 2 episodes actually been very good. There's been some filler, but it's been very good and a very interesting twist. I'm not going to spoil it for you.
Okay.
But you evidently love cyborgs, Victor. John Aponic said that.
Hey, I mean, cyborgs make for great fiction. Hey, that's probably I see what you did there, John.
I picked it up. A good one, John.
Listen, I love the cyborgs in Westworld, okay? And technically, they're not cyborgs. They're androids. There's a difference, punk. But yeah, Empire is number 4 because, Taraji P. Henson, she's my TV wife. I love her. Yes, get it, queen. And plus, like, the way season 3 ended, it was just it was just so rich. The way that Lucius got one over Nia Long's character.
Oh yeah,
yeah. And you know what? I thought it was the sweetest moment. I thought from Empire, from the finale, was where Lucius was serenading Cookie with the guitar song. Main, what's good with you, man? To be the main, you gotta beat the main. Whoa.
He did respond to that.
Yeah, he did. I saw his Twitter response.
I was like, what the hell is he talking about, though?
Yeah, because apparently, because I've noticed that in every movie, in every show, at some point, Terrence Howard would say, "What's good with you, Maine?" or some variation, but Maine is always at the end.
Yeah, but that's his thing. Come on, Owen Wilson always goes, "Wow."
He does. Yeah, he does. He really
Samuel
does.
Jackson constantly says "motherfucker."
Of course.
Denzel Washington's always making guarantees.
Yeah, or like he'll slap a cup off a table.
He does do that.
He does do that.
And then he kind of does this little thing.
Mm-hmm. Oh man, you disloyal fool ass bitch made punk. Man, Denzel's the greatest. So yeah, Empire's number 4. Number 3, Insecure. Actually, no. Number 3 is Stranger Things 2.
Really?
Yeah, I'm gonna switch it around. Number 3 is Stranger Things 2. I absolutely loved how this is an even better season than season 1, and I really like season 1. This is a great example of a show where you can balance nostalgia but tell a good story. Nostalgia doesn't take precedent over a good story. Like, the nostalgia is there for a bonus. I can't wait for Stranger Things 3. I'm interested in seeing how they're going to handle that, because I know the creator said that
4 seasons.
Yeah, it's 4 seasons, and Matt and Ross Duffer, the creators, they said that the kids are getting older, so at some point they're going to do a time jump to accommodate for their ages.
Yeah.
And
as long as they don't get rid of Dustin, Dustin is hilarious. Yeah. I freaking love that kid.
Yeah, you got to keep him on there.
Yeah. Especially somebody just made a GIF and it just said it was just him saying, "Well, shit," and I'm just like, that is hilarious. I try to use that as much as possible.
Oh yeah, and I would be interested in seeing that gang that 11 ran into.
Oh yeah, her sister.
Yeah,
I would love to see her make a comeback.
Yeah, because she seems too interesting to just like leave for one season.
Exactly.
Yeah. So yeah, Stranger Things 2 is number 3. Number 2 is Insecure, which we had a blast reviewing on episode 89.
Shout outs to Afton.
Yes.
Man, that was when she really became the Codex Prima. That episode gave so many people so much life, and that was all because of her.
Yeah, man, I had so much to say about that show. That show really got me in my feels, like in the sense that like Insecure kind of made me think back on like my own like dating history and like how the characters kind of.
Mine too.
Yeah, well, for
shut up.
Yeah, and like, man, it just brought a lot. Like, it's a show that like has a lot of unlikable characters, but you still care about them, and personally, I found the whole team. Are you team Lawrence or team Issa? I thought it was hilarious and ridiculous at the same time, because they're both flawed, and why would you be on either team? But I will say,
that's why we're on that team, because we can relate to them. They're both flawed. They're all flawed. We can relate to them.
True.
Nobody's perfect.
Well, true, except for me. But
okay,
I'm kidding. I'm kidding, people. I'm not.
Oh, and Nick says I found Billy to be weird, hitting on the kid. with hitting kids and hitting on the moms. It was so uncomfortable to watch. You know what? Big shout outs to Billy for hitting on Mike's mom like that.
Yeah, that was kind of uncomfortable. Actually,
I
I'm
didn't
not gonna
find it
lie.
uncomfortable at all.
Yeah,
I found it hilarious. I was like, you know what? You get yours, because obviously her husband is completely dead inside.
that is true. He's
And
like,
that was hilarious too when Dustin cussed him out.
yeah, it's like, you son of a bitch, you're so useless.
Hey, language. I was like, that's all you can say to that kid.
Yeah, that dude is like a literal waste of space, and we still love him for it. But yeah, on Insecure, whether you're Team Lawrence or Team Issa, I was Team Tasha. I mean,
Yeah,
she was looking
bad.
good.
Yes.
Yes. Anyway, had a moment there. And of course, my number one show is the same as yours, Game of Thrones season 7. Yes.
First of all, the opening of season 7 with Arya,
Yes.
like, I was just like, I'm gonna be late for work for this, because I usually have to be at work for 10 Sunday nights.
Yeah, when with the fate Walder Frey.
I was just like, yo. I had to go that opening Game of Thrones, and that's it. I didn't want to
Yes.
spoil it for anybody, but and just I got some likes for that. And I'm like, listen, yeah, I'm gonna be late tonight. Why? I gotta watch Game of Thrones.
If your boss was probably like, yeah, I understand. Click.
No, it was like, well, because I was like, yo, you mind punching in for me? Probably shouldn't have said that. I mean, oh, that back then we can't do that now.
Yeah.
New systems, but I'm just like, yeah, it was like, why are you going to be like? I just got to finish this, and then the finale.
Yep.
Oh, I need this day. I'm like, what you need that day? What you need that day off for? The season finale of Game of Thrones. So you're taking the night off of work for a TV show? Yeah,
Hey, it's not just TV. It's HBO.
that's old.
Yeah.
That's old.
They still use that slogan, right?
I don't even know.
Yeah. Oh well. But yo, Game of Thrones, man, season 7 was exceptional. Like there were so many moments that like you waited on for years, or in my case for like a year before, because I watched all 6 seasons in that span of time. But like to see certain moments that were built up season after season come to light in this one, come to pass, especially Littlefinger.
Yeah. Oh man,
That bitch got his.
Bars had events, had Game of Thrones events, and somebody was recording
Yeah.
when like the Littlefinger trial, and people were cheering.
I saw
Okay,
it.
Game of Thrones actually like makes me still appreciate like waiting every week for new episodes to come out.
I agree, yeah.
Like, because you can have like hour-long conversations about particular episodes.
Yes, that's true.
Like, it takes me back in the day where you had to do that.
Yeah, and although right now it's getting a little bit harder because spoilers leak even easier.
I didn't even pay attention. Like, sometimes spoilers don't bother me. Well, actually, no, they are more. I did not even. The second I saw one, I didn't even bother looking,
Yeah,
because it's like, no, I need the full experience.
yeah, oh, absolutely. And like, I cannot wait until season 8
Yes,
comes
you
out.
can binge Game of Thrones, HBO Now app.
Yeah, and right now, like, since we have until 2019, you have no excuse. Because you have all of 2018 to watch the first 7 seasons of Game of Thrones, because they're all on Blu-ray, they're all on HBO Go or HBO Now. If you're on the fence, just do it.
70 episodes, one day. Yeah, one day an episode a day.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, 1 episode a day, and you can.
You still have plenty of time.
Yeah, or if you want to take a break, you can do like 1 episode literally every other day, like Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, you probably maybe. Is there an exact date where you can do them? Where it comes out in 2019? Or it's they just said 2019.
They just said 2019, but
Well, you can literally do 1 episode a week.
yeah, you could. And yeah,
Until once you get a date, then you probably may have to speed up a bit.
yeah, because it's not confirmed, but it might come out like maybe in the spring, like maybe April 2019. The earlier the better, or maybe like in the summer.
Definitely earlier the better.
Yeah,
I'm tired of this waiting shit.
yeah, man. But yeah, Game of Thrones, man. Like we've had like a couple of episodes dedicated to like some of the episodes there.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, and for good reason. And like the season finale for season 7 was one of the best ones I've seen in any show. Like for real, like the wall came down. The wall came a tumbling down, people.
All right, mine's is gonna okay. My next list albums. Did you put albums? Put one for albums?
I didn't put one for albums, but you know what? Give me that. If you can give me your pen, I'll write down a couple because I do have a couple in mind. Yeah.
My top 5. Now I'm a DJ. This was rather hard because I haven't really listened to a lot of albums this year because I'm usually just getting I'm getting songs whenever I do, for when I DJ. So I get a lot of just individual songs.
Yeah.
So I would have to go with my number 5 was After Hours from Mac Wilds.
Okay.
Okay, different approach from his New York A Love Story, which I really love.
Mac Wells. Okay.
All right. Number 4 was the recently released Fabulous and Jadakiss Friday on Elm Street, the Freddy versus Jason. Fire.
Really?
Fire.
Jadakiss and Fab.
Jadakiss and Fabulous.
Damn, like you transported back to 2003 or something?
You know what? It kind of feels like that.
Okay.
Very, very little bit of trap, but it's like, it was New York.
All right.
It was New York.
I'm gonna have to check for that.
Oh yeah, it's on Spotify and all that.
Okay, cool. Oh, I'm gonna check for that for sure.
Number 3, SZA's Control album. I heard that everywhere and I just zone out. Of course, I got a DJ name drop. It's my side hustle. Number 2, Kendrick Lamar's Damn.
Yep.
And number 1, Jay-Z's 444.
Yes.
Adult contemporary hip hop.
The perfect description. The perfect description. Yeah, man. That's a really good list, and especially with Kendrick Lamar's album. Like, what do you think about how Damn compares to his previous two, Pimp a Butterfly and Good Kid, Mad City?
Good Kid, Mad City was an amazing album. To Pimp a Butterfly, I have more history with because that never left my car. So, but I would put it less than those. Still just as good. I definitely would not call it. I definitely wouldn't call it his best album.
Okay.
But still relatively good.
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny because because with Kendrick Lamar, like, I still listen to Good Kid, Mad City the most, and then Pimp a Butterfly, like, not as much, but I still bump it from time to time.
Yeah.
Damn, I listen to even less. But that's not a knock on Damn, but it's just
you just have more connection with the 2 previous albums.
Yeah. So yeah, good list there. So I was thinking that you would put like Wale's album Shine on there.
I did listen to that. I would probably put that as an honorable mention.
Okay.
Or maybe I would tie it with I would tie that with Mac Wilds After Hours.
Okay. Mac Wiles, all right, gotcha.
I did review that album on the show.
Iceberg. All right, cool. So yeah, albums for me. Top 5 albums of 2017. 2 of which I actually talked about on the podcast with Spaka Summer. Shout outs to him.
Okay. Yeah.
First was Odyssey's album, The Future, which was awesome, incredible hip hop album from start to finish. Nice underground banger. Also, number 4 is from female MC Rhapsody.
I heard that was really good.
Yeah, Layla's Wisdom. Yeah, that was really good. And like, if you go on Spotify and listen to all our other albums and EPs, they're also great. Like, she should definitely be recognized way more because she's that skilled.
But at the same time, I really don't want them to because like they'll just get watered down and stale faster.
That may be a possibility, but I think that with the music industry as it is now, because like with like all these platforms online, like Spotify, SoundCloud, etc., I think artists would have a much better chance of like staying true to their music rather than being watered down, or maybe
it depending on if their music gets released as singles on a mainstream setting.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, Rhapsody, I still say that she should get more recognition than she does now because she's super talented, and like there should be more great female MCs in the game right now, not just the Nicki Minaj's and the Cardi B's.
Remy's back.
Yeah,
Remy's killing it.
Yeah, when she dropped that diss track Sheether.
Yeah, she's been dropping some other stuff too.
Has he dropped an album yet, or like an EP?
Nah, no, she had the joint album with Fat Joe.
Okay. Oh, well, I didn't hear about that for some
That
reason.
was I think that was earlier this year.
I'm gonna have to look that up. If it's on Spotify, I'll probably.
Yeah,
check
it definitely is.
Yeah. There's that. So Layla's Wisdom, Odyssey of the Future. We also have Kendrick Lamar's Damn, DNA, that song he did with Rihanna.
Loyalty.
Yeah, Loyalty.
I do like that because I got the it takes me back to listening to them old Roger Troutman records.
Yeah. Yeah. Also, this album from Jamiroquai called
They're still making music.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ!
Yeah,
virtual insanity.
Yeah, they came up with an album this year. It's called Automaton, and that album is really good. If you're a fan of, it's kind of like Daft Punk, like electronic dance music. Like if you're a fan of that genre, then that should be right up your alley. So Jamiroquai's Automaton's good.
I gotta show you a video. Family Guy spoofed virtual insanity where they're saying they say, "Oh, I can't leave Carter by himself." Last time I did that, he rearranged the furniture in the living room, and he's just recreating the virtual insanity video.
Yeah. So that's number 2, and my number 1 album, same as yours, Jay-Z 444.
I was on repeat for a grip this summer.
Oh yeah, I play that constantly all summer myself. Like the story of OJ.
Okay.
Yep. I'm not black. I'm OJ. Okay.
I wonder if OJ actually responded to that.
As far as I know, no. I haven't heard anything.
He's better off just laying low, and he's already acting up.
Yeah.
Oh, and going back to it. Speaking of OJ,
Yeah.
I'm gonna go back to TV shows as an honorable mention.
Okay.
Law and Order's True Crime: The Menendez Murders.
Oh yeah, I know you were.
I got really into it. And a little known fact that Tupac, O.J. Simpson, and the Menendez brothers were in jail at the same time.
Really?
In the same jail at the same time. There was actually a scene where Lyle was no, it was Eric. Eric's the younger one. Mm-hmm. He was actually having a conversation with OJ, the second where everything happened and OJ first went in.
Yeah.
They were right next to each other having a conversation.
Wow. Talk about a murderer's row, literally. Jesus. Man.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, True Crime is on Hulu. Binge watch that.
Okay.
I think 8 episodes. Binge watch it.
Menendez. Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah, and I know the only person I know who's involved with the trial, Lyle was actually watching the show. Mm-hmm. So
Wow.
yeah, and he had a Facebook account that was actually linked to his family was running it, but he just told them what to say.
Yeah.
So he would actually give little commentaries of what he thought on the episode, on each episode. He wasn't really too negative about it. He was actually rather positive.
Okay.
Okay, he definitely commended the actors and stuff. I know, their lawyer, whose name escapes me right now, she had nothing. She didn't want nothing to do with it. But Edie Falco, who portrayed her, Leslie Abrams, that was her name. But Edie Falco, who portrayed her, just pretty much stole the show. Mm-hmm. It became more about her.
Yeah.
Audiences were more drawn to her than they were to the actual brothers.
Oh wow. Okay. Yeah, and Edie Falco, she's a terrific actress too.
Yeah, I haven't seen her in anything else, but
yeah, she was in Nurse Jackie for several years actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was a show on Showtime. It was pretty popular.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but getting back real quick, 444, man, every track, man, was great. Story of OJ. You had Adness, one of the bonus tracks.
Yeah, Family Feud. Many-Faced Gods.
Many-Faced Gods. That song 444 was just his response to Beyonce's Lemonade in a way, and his infidelity, which was definitely one of the most honest tracks I've heard from Jay-Z.
He's old now. Jay pushing 50.
Yeah,
he's still just as good as he was back in his 30s.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'm thinking now, because for years, any hip hop head, us included, would say that Reasonable Doubt is his best album.
Right.
I'm still wondering now, should I put 444 as his best, and then Reasonable Doubt number 2, or should Reasonable Doubt still be number 1?
Reasonable still number 1.
Yeah, or maybe I need to give 444 a lot more time.
Yeah. Time makes classics.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and I think the
Sorry,
word
Drake fans.
hey, nothing against Drake, but some fans make him sound like he's the second coming of music Christ.
Yeah. All right, and my final top 5 list:
All right.
video games.
Yes. Last but
So
not
an
least.
honorable mention would be Sonic Mania. Oh,
Boo.
you know, shut your hating ass up. Oh man, great platform, nostalgic feel. Number 5 is a tie between Madden 18 and Uncharted Lost Legacy.
Okay. So
Right. And then not to mention, well, I wouldn't even have put Madden 18 in this list, but the little story mode that they had in there,
yeah.
awesome. It was like a Telltale game, but yet you still did more. You still did more. Like you was more involved with the character.
Okay.
And Mahershala Ali was in it as well.
Yeah, I heard that.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
get that Uncharted Legacy, continuing the Uncharted franchise, continuing the story without any reference to Nathan Drake.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna spoil it. So you haven't even played it yet. You have it, but you haven't played it.
Not yet, but I
Okay.
will.
I won't go any further. Number 4 was a fighting game. It would have gone higher, but I lost to a bullshit character. So Under Night and Birth, which was the game that we played during the Freddy Cup.
Okay.
Yeah, still not released in the U.S.
Okay. Yeah.
So I mean, if you can get your hands on it, do it. As a matter of fact, then when it comes out in the U.S., get it.
Got
Get
you.
it. Number 3, another tie. Tekken 7 and Resident Evil 7.
All right.
Though I never finished Resident Evil 7 because I rage quit, the game is terrifying.
It is.
So it's just like it's what Resident Evil should be.
Absolutely.
It definitely is. And in Tekken 7, I'm just a fan of the whole franchise. Like it's since Tekken 1.
Yep.
Tekken 3 was my best one. Number 2, Injustice 2,
Okay.
which won fighting game of the year this year.
Yep.
I'm not even a DC guy, and Marvel vs. Capcom is not even on that list.
Wow.
Rightfully, it should be. I just don't know where I should place it. But you know, they're both just as good.
Yeah.
And number 1, Horizon Zero Dawn. That game is just simply beautiful. And shout outs to Mink DeSada. Every time I just watch the game, every time I'm playing it, I just look at it like, God damn, Mink just nailed that cosplay. Go on our Instagram and our Facebook so you can see those pictures. We had to take a picture with her.
Yeah, I was impressed by the level of detail. It's like she stepped out of the game, like Aloy stepped out of the game herself.
Yes.
And every detail from like the bow and like the heads, everything.
Detail. And Nick says Sonic Mania was the better one this year. Sonic Forces was pretty bad. So I've heard.
Yeah. Okay, so good list there. Madden 18. I heard that some trash quarterbacks on the cover, but yeah. Anyway, my top 5 video games this year, and this is in no particular order here, but these are ones that I absolutely recommend. My number 5 is Wolfenstein 2: The New Colossus.
You put that at number 5?
Well, like I said, it's in no particular order. You know, I'm going to get rid of the numbers. Yeah, no particular order. So yeah,
there's no particular order. All right, then go ahead.
yeah. Wolfenstein 2: The New Colossus. It's a absolutely fun Nazi killing game. I especially love the ending, which I won't spoil, but the ending is one of the most satisfying conclusions I have played in a video game in quite some time.
Nice.
Yes, it is. My next game is Resident Evil 7. That game was absolutely terrific. That's how you do a reboot of a classic series. I would encourage you to go back and finish the game because it's that good. Dial it down to easy mode if you have to. Like you won't get penalized, but it's worth finishing. And it's genuinely terrifying. It's also pretty humorous at certain moments.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the main antagonist, like his way with words was pretty funny.
Oh yeah, Jack Baker.
He's still a dick though.
Oh yeah, like he's
You just can't. You won't die.
Mm-hmm.
Like how am I ran you over with a car.
Yep. And he goes, "Oh boy, you done did it now, motherfucker."
Like why are you still alive?
Mm-hmm. He's like
Video game physics, I guess.
Yeah. You ain't getting away, Ethan. Ethan. That dude was terrifying. I loved it. My next game is a game that I'm almost finished with. It's Nier Automata, and this game I absolutely recommend. It's actually one of the most distinct video games of 2017, and you don't have to have played the PS3 game Nier to get into this one because this was an entirely different story. It's an action RPG. It takes place tens of thousands of years in the future, where humanity is waging this proxy war between androids that they've built versus these machines that were built by these aliens that invaded Earth, and it's a really like thematically deep story.
Okay.
Like there's a lot of moments that kind of make you stop and think, there's a lot more to this than meets the eye. And like the gameplay is awesome. It's like a mix of like action, hack and slash, and shooting, and it blends together so perfectly. So yeah, Nier Automata. If you're a fan of action RPGs, definitely pick that one up.
Yeah, I remember you pushed me out you went into a damn panic attack just because that cosplay who was having her own little photo shoot on the Sky Bridge at the Providence Place Mall.
Yeah, I mean,
And I'm looking at the cover, and I looked at the character, and she nailed the shit out of it.
yeah, like there was a cosplayer at Comic Con. She nailed the main character to
And you're just
be.
walking, oh my God, get my car, get my car, get my black, get my car, get my camera, get my camera. I'm like, okay, but all right.
Yeah, yeah, man. I mean, it's an awesome game, and she nailed the character to a T. So yeah, Nier Automata, get it, get out and get it. So yeah, there's that. My next two games include, of course, Horizon Zero Dawn, which we have waxed poetic about. If you haven't played that game yet, shame on you. Go do that now, especially if you have a PS4. And my last but not least is a game that's gotten very good praise this year.
Cuphead.
Well, I don't have an Xbox One,
Yeah, me
so it's Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice, and that's a game which you can actually purchase on the PlayStation Network. And I think it's also for the PC for Windows users.
Yeah, one for best audio design this year.
Yeah, and the main
And games for Impact.
Yep. And that game, Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice, it's about this character named Senua, and it takes place like in like the Viking age or so, or in the Norse age, and she's like navigating her way through basically hell to get to her husband or her lover to save his life. But throughout the game deals with mental illness, and because like she's a mentally ill character, and throughout the game she's like going through deep psychosis. Like she's hearing voices in her head.
Oh, I wouldn't be able to play that.
Like
That would strike a nerve with me.
like yeah, because as you're playing it, like you hear voices, like you see like visual hallucinations, things that aren't there, or maybe they are, and like and even the character herself, Senua, like when you look at her face, like she has 1,000-yard stare. Like when you look at her eyes, you can tell that there's something way off. Like even when she's not saying anything, you could tell like, I don't know if I want to get to know this character. And what's interesting is that the actress who played her, Melina Jurgens, like she was the video editor for the game.
Get out.
Yeah, and she was originally a stand-in. Like she wasn't like she was not an actress at all. Like this was just her standing in for the character. But then like she was so good apparently that they just kept her on as like the main character. And like
Get your money.
yeah, and she actually won Best Performance at the IGN Video Game Awards.
Did she?
Yeah, Best Acting Performance in a Video Game. She won, and it's well deserved. And like I'm almost done with the game, and like from what I've seen, it's pretty deep. And what's really awesome is that like they actually Ninja Theory actually hired mental health professionals, psychologists.
You know, I think I remember hearing you. I think you did a slight review on it.
Yeah, like I did mention it briefly, like how they hired mental health professionals in the field to actually work with the developers to accurately portray psychosis and audio and visual hallucinations and whatnot. So it's a really good game. Like if you want to know a game with an interesting story and a game that kind of explores mental illness, but not in a way that's exploitative or a way that kind of makes it seem like cheap, like for cheap drama, then this is a game that you should definitely play. I think it's like maybe $20 to $30 on the PlayStation Store, but it's well worth it.
Okay.
It's really good.
All right. And I did. A couple of people that dropped their top fives on our social media sites. Nick Quattrini, who's been very active on our chat. Thank you very much, Nick. His top fives is kind of pretty much like across the board. So he says my top five is Super Mario Odyssey.
Okay.
Number 4 is The Gifted, the X-Men show on Fox.
Yeah, still got to get into that.
I started to, so I'm gonna wait. I'm just gonna wait till the season ends and just binge watch.
Yeah, that's good.
Thor Ragnarok for number 3.
Okay.
Guardians of the Galaxy 2 for number 2. And number 1, The Last Jedi. Not seeing it till Saturday, but I've been waiting for this film for a good 8 months or more.
Yes.
So then I go on to our Instagram for this next one. Yep, the birthday boy, Eddie Road Dogg from the Party Nerds.
Okay.
He says, my 5 games are easy.
Okay.
Mario Odyssey, Sonic Mania, the Crash Bandicoot trilogy, Cuphead, and Marvel vs. Capcom.
Okay. All right. MVC getting some love.
Yeah.
Nice.
All right. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. And now we're on to our question of the week.
Okay.
Okay, last week's question of the week was what two heroes would you choose to create the ultimate fusion? Okay, so Random Ramblings with Rob, shout out to him. He just had his 100th episode the same weekend as we did.
Yep.
And yes, we will be collaborating. He said Joe and Mama. But also Batman and Spawn.
Okay.
John Haponic says Harley Quinn and Wonder Woman.
Intriguing.
And Jessica Concussion says Pikachu and Wolverine.
I can see that, actually. Strange. Oddly enough, I could see that.
I can't even get a mental picture. And then we have one more. I just got to scroll it. Luckily, it wasn't that far back. Okay, here we go. Once again, Nick Quattrini said, I'd probably fuse Hulk with One Punch Man because they're both strong, but it would be interesting to see someone avoid every Hulk hit. Or if it's reversed, like One Punch Man body and Hulk strength.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah. So this week's question of the week, since it's a year in review, let's just go into next year. What are you most looking forward to in 2018?
Dang. I haven't really thought about 2018. You know what? I'm looking forward to The Last of Us Part 2. That's what I'm really looking forward to.
Okay. I have 2 things.
Okay.
Avengers Infinity War.
All right.
Let's get the ball rolling. 3 things. Black Panther, Avengers Infinity War. And the game Detroit Almost Human.
Yeah, that game looks great. Yeah, yeah. You know, I'm gonna add that too. Well, not to this, but I'm gonna add it to like my 2018 games to purchase.
Yeah, I'm buying that one.
Yeah,
that's already got my money. Oh, and Dragon Ball Fighter Z, of course.
Yeah, of course. I can't wait. When's that game coming out anyway?
January 27th.
Okay.
Or that week, that Tuesday.
Yeah, I can't wait until that game ends up being a disappointment. I'm gonna laugh in y'all's faces for hyping this game up for months.
I highly doubt it will be. Like the game looks absolutely amazing. All the characters are gonna be in it. Oh my god! Like, yo, that Freddy Cup's gonna be fire.
I bet I will be there. I will check it out because that game does look great. I'm not a DBZ fan, but yo, the game does look awesome.
All right, so yeah, send us your results. It'll be on our Instagram. It'll be on our social medias real soon. Or you can also email us at codexpodcast@gmail.com. And just visit all our social media sites: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, iTunes. Make sure you leave a 5-star review as well.
Yep. Pretty much nailed everything, right?
I hope so.
Yeah. All the links are in the description. Also, Also, tune in next Tuesday we're going to be talking about Star Wars: The Last Jedi.
Spoil the shit out of that.
Yes, we will. We will get into our full thoughts on that movie. I will be watching it twice this weekend. That's the plan, as per tradition, for every mainline Star Wars film that comes out. Because I saw Episode 7 twice, so I got to see this one twice.
Damn.
Yeah. I can't wait. Yo, my mind is ready. My body is ready.
Yeah,
my soul is ready. The question is, Carl, are you ready for Episode 7? No, Episode 8.
I'm looking forward to it.
All right, I'll take that.
My body's not ready for it.
I mean, shit.
I'm looking forward to it. The Silver Star Trooper, Captain Phasma, right?
Yeah, the Silver Stormtrooper is Captain Phasma, the Chrome Trooper.
Yo, he looks dope. And I'm looking forward to seeing that fight scene with him and Finn.
Is she?
Oh, it's a girl?
Yeah, Gwendolyn Christie.
Oh, shit.
Brienne of Tarth.
That's her playing it?
Yeah.
Oh, my. Yo, okay. Okay, you kind of just hyped it up a bit.
All right.
You hyped it up more for me. All right.
Yeah. So yeah, we're gonna be talking about The Last Jedi next week. So tune in. And if for some ungodly reason you haven't seen The Last Jedi this weekend and you come in next weekend, then you know what's wrong with you. Then I don't know. But yes, thank you for watching. Thank you for supporting our show. We will catch you on the flip. And as always, peace out, nerds.
Later.